Hello students, welcome back. In this part of the video, we are going to continue with our chapter 1, the Cold War Era, from our textbook in Political Science, Contemporary World Politics. We'll start with Challenge to Bipolarity, and all of you are requested to listen to this very carefully. The bipolarity was challenged by the Nonaligned Movement, NAM, which provided the newly decolonized countries of Asia, Africa, and Latin America a third option, not to join the either alliance. 5 founder members of NAM were Yugoslavia's Joseph Broz Tito, India's Jawaharlal Nehru, Egypt's leader Gamal Abdel Nasser, Indonesia's Sukarno, and Ghana's Kwame Nkrumah. The first non-aligned summit was held in Belgrade in 1961. The non-alignment grew into a popular international movement. Countries of various different political systems and interests joined it. Neutrality refers to a policy of staying out of war. Non-aligned countries, including India, worked to prevent wars and rivalries between others. However, these countries were actually involved in wars for various reasons. Now let's move to the next topic. New International Economic Order. Since early 1970s, the issue of new international economic order has been the frontal issue in international relations involving the developing countries or the third world on one side and the developed countries or first two worlds on the other side. Developing countries of the third world made persistent demand for the establishment of new international economic order, NEO, in short NIEO, while the South again and again makes a demand for NEO. The North resists it. The third world countries regard the restructuring of the existing international economic order as the only way to get out of the present problems of poverty, scarcity, unemployment, underdevelopment, and economic problems. NEO stands for making the international system fair, just, and equitable by adopting a code of conduct for the developed countries and by accepting the due rights for the underdeveloped countries. The United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, UNCTAD, brought out a report in 1972 entitled Towards a New Trade Policy for Development. The report proposed a reform of the global trading system as follows. The LDCs, or least developed countries, should be given the control over their natural resources which are exploited by the developed countries. Number 2, the LDCs should be given access to Western markets so that they can sell their products and therefore make trade more useful for the poorer countries. Third, reduce the cost of technology from the Western countries. Fourth, LDCs should be provided greater role in international economic institutions. Now let's move to the final topic, India and the Cold War. India's response to the Cold War was twofold. At one level, it took particular care in staying away from two alliances, and second, it raised the voice against the newly decolonized countries becoming part of these alliances. India's policy was neither negative nor passive. As Nehru reminded the world, non-alignment was not a policy of fleeing away. Non-alignment was not a noble international cause as well. It served India's interest directly, as it followed India to take international decisions keeping its own interests in mind, and it could also balance one superpower against other in this way. India's policy of non-alignment was criticized to be unprincipled and inconsistent. Now, let us continue with our questions. Now, these are the questions to be done in your political science textbook. I hope that the questions are visible. If not, then I'll read out the questions for you also. Question number 1. Write a note on Cuban Missile Crisis. Question number 2. Discuss the meaning and causes of the origin of the Cold War. Question number 3. Why did the superpowers have military alliances with smaller countries? Question number 4. Why did the Allies want to remain tied with one of the superpowers? Question number 5. Explain the Eastern and the Western alliances during the Cold War period. Now question number 6. Access India's role in non-aligned movement. I hope that the questions were clear, and you are supposed to do these questions. You are supposed to write the answers to these questions in your political science notebook. So thank you so much, students. Take care and study hard.